I started in 2009 turning bowls, and this was a burl I had. Came out of a development, the road was going in, and I got this nice burl out of a tree that was coming down. And I turned it, and that's really when I started turning bowls like crazy. That was back in '09. The thing that made me really want to continue turning bowls was that I turned my first one successfully. It kicked me around a lot. The gouge would catch. There was all sorts of crazy things that I could not figure out what I was doing wrong. Little by little, because of the fact that it's like peeling an onion. You just keep taking the bowl gives you so many tries until it's finally down to where you won't have anything if you screw up again. That you get that much practice out of one bowl. There's a bowl here that's seasoned and ready to turn. It's been rough turned, and that's about a 15 or 20 minute job right there from a piece of firewood. And then it sits for like a year. When you get a piece of a chunk of a tree out of the woods, you split that piece of wood with a chainsaw, and then you bandsaw the bowl shape round, and then you're ready to put it on the lathe, and then it'll jump around and be way out of balance at first for a little while, and you start shaving it down and it comes into balance beautifully, and then it just gets real fun. There's all these big curls just pouring off of it, and you peel right down to it. There's a bowl in there somewhere. It's just full of wood. Burls are really amazing pieces of wood. They usually look like a globe to me. This is a maple burl. Did this back in '09. So that's a very early piece. If you're working with laminated wood, then you're the boss. You don't have flaws. You put the pieces together yourself. It's you expressing an idea. And it's completely different, but I can't make my mind up which I like more. I mean, they're both a whole lot of fun to do. I discovered that all sorts of really interesting patterns can be created with joinery. You know, that's just a whole new aspect of, it's just some really amazing things. This piece right here is 177 pieces. And believe it or not, this is one of my very first. It turned out really good for me. It's cherry, maple, African mahogany, and walnut, which are the four colors that I've had the most success with in my segmented turning. This is a piece I did in '09, and you can see while I had the saw set up and I was cutting this piece, I made a couple more. These rings only work when you can see down on them. These other rings, all you can see is the front edge. So this whole piece would be completely wasted if this was stacked up like this. But these big ones have gotten to be the extent that I've come to. They're at the very limits of my abilities. And beyond the abilities of my lathe in its stock form, I've had to do some adaptations, invent some things, make big steady rests and stuff to make this possible. This is what I came back from Mexico with. That sat for a little while until I decided to put a great big one together for Edgewood Orchards Galleries. Came up with a pattern and started playing around with shapes, and these aren't the actual pieces that went into that piece, but this is how it's done. You'll take many different kinds of wood and just join them together in blocks, and usually we call this the feature ring. It'll be the apex of the curve will have the feature ring right at this well, this almost looks like human shoulders, and right across here was the feature ring. I have probably turned at this point 1,000 or more bowls. Every time I'm turning something, I'm getting ideas about other things, and it kind of hurries me along so that I can go ahead and get that one going. And the ideas kind of stack up. You feel like a mosquito in a nudist camp. Like, where do I begin? I got all this stuff that I really would like to do, and you know, there's just so many trees and so little time.